Welcome back, everyone. If you are tuning into this explainer today, it means you've put in the hours, you've crunched the data, and you are literally right at the finish line of your internship with Cognifyz IT Solutions Pvt Ltd. First off, a huge congratulations on making it this far. But before you pop the confetti and celebrate, there's one final, absolutely crucial mission we need to tackle: successfully submitting your hard-earned project. We're going to walk through exactly how to package your work correctly using a zip file, so your submission is totally flawless, professional, and ready for review. Okay, let's dive into the structured roadmap. Today we're looking at why we even use zip files, your pre-flight checklist, step-by-step guides for both Windows and macOS, how to dodge some common mistakes, and finally, the uploading process and final checks. So, starting right off with Section 1, why we zip files. Right now, you can kind of think of your project files as a highly skilled but completely scattered team. To cross that finish line successfully, they need to be securely assembled into one cohesive unit. That is your zip file. Think of it as a digital briefcase for your project. I mean, if you were walking into your manager's office to hand in a massive final report, you wouldn't just dump a pile of loose, unstapled papers on their desk, right? Of course not. You'd put them in a clean, organized folder. Well, in the digital world, submitting a raw, scattered folder is exactly like dropping loose papers. A zip file compresses and neatly contains the whole shebang inside one single, transferable package. And what's really interesting about this is how a zip file doesn't just organize your work, it actively protects it. By locking all your files together, it completely prevents that nightmare scenario of a single missing file ruining your evaluation. Plus, it just makes everything incredibly efficient. It's so much easier for you to upload, it means much faster downloads for the Cognifyz review team, and best of all, they're universally understood. Zip files are fully compatible with pretty much all operating systems out there. Moving right along to Phase 2, your pre-flight checklist. Because, let's be real, even the sleekest digital briefcase is entirely useless if it's empty. Before you even think about right-clicking to create that zip, you have to make sure every VIP member of your project team is sitting securely in your main folder. We're talking your source code, the absolute brains of your project, your dataset. I mean, imagine the absolute tragedy of finishing a grueling data internship only to forget to include the actual dataset. No way. Make sure it's in there. You'll also need any required documentation, screenshots for visual proof, your output files, and your final report if your specific track asks for one. Gather all of these into one master folder first. Let's move to and see how this builds into our first specific execution path for Windows users in Section 3. For all of you on a Windows machine, the method is remarkably straightforward, but precision is absolutely key here. Step 1, simply single-click to select that master folder you just packed with all your assets. Step 2, right-click it to open your context menu. Step 3, hover your mouse over Send To, and from that little submenu that pops out, select Compressed Zipped Folder. Windows is going to instantly do its magic and drop a new icon right next to your original folder with a tiny zipper on it. Finally, Step 4, rename that brand new zip file to follow the exact naming convention. It needs to be your name _project.zip. So for example, John Doe _project.zip. Okay, listen up, because this is the golden rule of this entire process. Please treat this like a friendly mantra that cannot be ignored. Upload only the zip file. Do not upload the original unzipped folder. Only that brand new zipped file you just created makes the journey to the submission portal. All right, part 4, zipping on macOS. For all our Mac users out there who've been patiently waiting, this is your branch of the path. Your process is just as elegant. Step 1, locate that master folder in Finder. Step 2, right-click it, or if you don't have right-click set up, just hold the Control key and click. Step 3, from the menu, simply select Compress. You'll usually see your folder's name right next to the word Compress. Step 4, macOS instantly creates an archive file. But notice a slight difference here. macOS automatically names the new file exactly what your original folder was named, just with a .zip tacked onto the end. So if your original folder wasn't named perfectly already, you absolutely need to rename this new zip file to that required your name _project format. So the crucial point is exactly the same here as it is on Windows. Upload the zip file only. Please do not drag that blue macOS folder into your submission form. Only drag the file that physically has the .zip extension. Okay, so your files are compiled, compressed, and sitting neatly on your desktop. You've got your zip file ready. But before we rush off to the upload page, what could possibly go wrong at this stage? That brings us right into Section 5, avoiding common mistakes. Welcome to the minefield. Let's introduce the villains of our story, the completely avoidable errors that can instantly derail a perfect submission. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference between a clean submission and a messy disaster. The correct way is beautifully simple. Your zip includes all your datasets, your screenshots, and crucially, the file is unlocked. The incorrect way, well, we already talked about not uploading loose folders and definitely not forgetting files. But look at that middle point, using password protection. Do not, under any circumstances, password protect your zip file. The review team at Cognifyz has to be able to easily open your digital briefcase. If they need a secret combination code that only you have, they literally cannot review your work. Keep it clean, keep it complete, and keep it unlocked. Finally, Section 6, Uploading and Final Checks. We are officially approaching the finish line of this mission. You can think of this final upload sequence as facing the final boss of your internship. Step 1. Open the official submission form provided by Cognifyz. Step 2. Upload that perfectly named yourname_project.zip file. Step 3. Verify. Seriously, take a breath and just look at the screen. Make sure the attached file is actually the zip and not some random shortcut. And step 4. Click that glorious submit button. Actually, scratch that. Let's talk a bit more about that verification step, because this is where the pros really separate themselves from the amateurs. Do a final verification yourself before you even open the form. Double-click your own zip file just to make sure it opens up successfully on your end. Check that the file name is absolutely perfect. Open it up and ensure one last time that all your required files are actually sitting in there. You only want to hit submit after you're 100% certain that digital briefcase is packed correctly. You have spent weeks writing code, analyzing data, and learning some truly incredible skills. You've done all the hard work for Cognifyz IT Solutions Pvt. You have everything it takes. So the only question left is, are you ready to seal all that brilliance into a zip file and confidently hit submit? Get those files organized, compress that folder, and go cross that finish line. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and absolute best of luck with your internship evaluations.